And security will be tight this weekend around events and services in the Jewish community and for some time to come.
But measures taken at the Tree of Life appear to have prevented the tragedy from being even worse. The person responsible for those measures, security expert and former FBI agent Brad Orsini. He has not spoken since the tragedy, but he did today with KDKA investigator Andy Sheehan.
Former FBI agent Brad Orsini has been present at some of the nation's most horrific crime scenes, including Ground Zero in Manhattan. But as chief of security for the Jewish Federation, nothing prepared him for entering the Tree of Life synagogue last Saturday night.
To walk through that crime scene with the rabbis, and as they do their work, is the most personal thing I've ever seen in my career. And we never need to see it again. So now we need to work even harder to prevent that.
For the past 2 years, he's overseen security for the Jewish community of Greater Pittsburgh. And on September 5th, conducted an active shooter drill with Rabbi Jeffrey Myers and the boards of 3 congregations at Tree of Life.
And we talked about worst case scenarios, our worst nightmare. Our worst nightmare came true.
But the training appears to have saved lives. Suspected gunman Robert Bowers shot and killed 11 congregants and wounded 2 others. But as trained, Rabbi Myers and others were able to shuttle people out of known exits, while others sheltered themselves in safety. Perhaps most importantly, Orsini had convinced Myers to carry a cell phone in opposition to Jewish tradition on the Sabbath.
So on Saturday morning, when these horrific events happened, he was able to call 911. He was able to react as quickly as he could to gather people and get them out of the way.
Orsini continues to work in concert with the Pittsburgh police and the synagogues to increase security measures in the short term and continue to train and improve that security over time.
That's what I hope good comes out of this, that we educate our entire community on the need to be safe as possible.
Though the tragedy weighs heavily on Orsini and will for some time.
Thank you, Brad. You saved lives, Brad.
Now, security measures will increase this weekend and beyond, but the protection of the Jewish community has been ongoing, and those measures have already proved to be life-saving at the Tree of Life. People like Brad Orsini wishes the outcome were different, but they did save lives.
You can plan and think and hope, pray that it never happens, and then you're faced with it. It's tragic.
And talking to Rabbi Myers the other day, he said he knows that the training that he received from Brad Orsini really saved lives, because Orsini said to him, you have to, I know you don't want to, but you have to carry your cell phone.
Right.
And he said, I did. And because of him, I had my cell phone on me and I was able to call 911 and not just make that phone call, but then relay to them where he thought the shooter was in
Absolutely.
the building.
All that information, the first 911 call, and you know, also the active shooter training allowed people to get out of these exits. You know, there were many exits. They were aware of that. They were aware to shelter in place where it was safe. And he saved many, many lives, and our hats off to Brad Orsini and all the brave people that have been involved in this tragedy since then.
Your hug to him was from all of us. Thanks, Andy.
Thanks, Andy.